Great, welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's event. My name is Jennifer Streckman, and I'm a librarian in the programming department of the Vancouver Public Library. We are coming to you live from the central branch of VPL tonight. And although you can't see them, I'm joined by my colleagues, Jorge, who is monitoring the chat, Candy, who is keeping us on track, and Carl, who is our resident tech wizard. So thanks to you all. I have a few notes about the virtual space that we're in tonight together. Please don't be shy about using the chat. We want to hear you express your responses to the show and anything that you might want to add to the conversation. So please do use the chat. Although Jaadee and Bob Baker won't be able to see your responses live, we are recording the event so they can take a look later. A note about the chat is please make sure that you have panelists and attendees selected. Sometimes Zoom only selects panelists and then everyone can't see your comments. So just double check that now and Jorge will repeat what I say in the chat. If you feel like you need to communicate something to VPL staff only, you can do that as well. Just select panelists only. The second note is to please be kind. We're all getting used to new formats and ways of connecting, so please be thoughtful with your words. I want to acknowledge that we are on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And we are so grateful to be on this land here tonight. Tonight is a celebration and a welcoming of Jaadee, the 2021 Indigenous Storyteller in Residence. Since the Storyteller residency was launched in 2008, our partnerships with storytellers have sought to honor Indigenous culture and promote intercultural understanding between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. Tonight, we hope to begin a new year of dialogue, of this important dialogue with stories, songs, and a few good times. I'm honored now to introduce Squamish Elder Bob Baker, who will begin the night with a traditional welcome. Thank you.
OCM, Chukmahat, Tan Kushaman Saapalak Stomach Sna, Lanakila, Kanaka Sna, Chinkun Mentomi, Anhat Tamakutsi. My ancestral name is Saapalak. My Hawaiian name is Lanakila. My driver's license name is Bob Baker. I'm from the Squamish Nation. My grandmother is from the Musqueam Nation, and we have aunties and uncles and cousins living with the Tsleil-Waututh. I don't know what that means, but I think that in a sense, the whole West Coast is connected somehow. We have relatives everywhere. And it has been like this for thousands of years. When we gather, we follow a procedure we call chiach. Chiach translates to law. Law translates to protocol, translates to respect. So we like to begin in a way that's going to acknowledge our ancestors, going to acknowledge our families. So I'd like to use a song that comes from one of our lady ancestors, whose name was Emma Douglas, who had a little difficulty in getting around in everyday life, could not walk properly. So when the families came together in our longhouses and they had a song that they sang for her, which was her own song. And she was able to stand, she was able to dance, even though she had difficulty walking around in normal everyday life. When the family stood up and sang for her, she was able to dance the floor of the longhouse. Our main longhouse holds 1,000 people. And if you can imagine 1,000 people singing the song, it could be pretty powerful. And this song is a way of neutralizing any negativity, any heaviness, and it also represents transition, represents going from one good place to another good place without having any mishaps or any accidents. And I'd like to share this song this evening as a way of welcoming also my niece, Jaadee to her new position, her new place for this journey that is coming up, where she will be involved with the Vancouver Library in a capacity of culture, tradition, and storytelling. I've known Jaadee for some time, and I love the energy that she has, and also her open-mindedness and her way of telling stories. So I think that this next little journey, the folks that are going to be involved in this program are going to be quite happy with her, quite satisfied with her work. So I thank you, my niece, for taking on this challenge, and I'm going to watch and see how things go over the next little while. But to begin in a proper way, we do this following our xʷməthkվəy, our laws of protocol. And this song is also used as a way of neutralizing negativity. So our teachings will tell us that when we enter a longhouse or when we enter a canoe, we are expected to leave our heaviness, our negativity, or in the case of our canoe, our luggage, to leave it on the beach, that we don't bring it into our canoe. We don't bring this into our longhouse, because when we're together, we are like a family. And as a family, we want to make sure that we're going to be successful in the purpose why we're together, to accomplish why we're together, and to accomplish it in a good way. So we ask that when you come into our longhouse, that you leave all your negativity outside. There's an imaginary nail out there, hang it up on that. Also, when you come into our canoes, if you leave your luggage on the beach, that makes the canoe a little bit more easier for it to travel. Jaadee knows that. She's a canoe person as well. So this song is known as Tum Tum Slolum. It translates to snowbird, which again translates to the swan. When the swans are coming back into the territory, they signal a change of seasons. They signal a change of how life is going to go. So it's a good sign, and it's a great song. So we do this in a manner of opening the path, clearing the way, and hopefully neutralizing any negative obstacles that might be there, little landmines or something. So Hosiam, Anhat Tamakutsi, Hoichuka. Wo, 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 he, wo, he, wo, he, wo, he, wo, he. Aha, aha, wo. Haida Gwaii. Anhat Tamakwitsi is the way it should be. I would like to, at this time, thank the organizers for getting me involved, acknowledging the Sţwx, the protocol, this land, this, what we call Tummuth, sacred Tummuth, where we've existed for thousands of years. And during that time, so many things have taken place. A lot of information comes down through the thousands of years, and it is up to certain members of our families to bring that information to you. And I'm happy to say that we have one of those talented people with us tonight, my niece, Jaadee, who is a storyteller, who is Squamish as well as Haida. Might be part-time ninja, I'm not sure. We'll share with you the vast information that she has at her disposal. And it is a way that storytellers will bring this information to you that is unique, and it is not an easy thing to share a story. Our stories are usually our classroom, our education, because teachings, life skills, and values are brought out in the stories and the history that our people have been sharing for thousands of years. So I'd like to introduce my niece, Jaadee, and thank you for taking on this responsibility. Musqueam.
Chenquan Mantomi, Uncle Sţwx, Musqueam, Vancouver Public Library. How Sţwx, Musqueam. I'm very honored to be selected to be the Indigenous Storyteller in Residence for 2021. I am so grateful to be here this year. 4 applications. I'm not going to say Klianu, finally. Oh, I did say it. My Haida name is Moon Woman. I'm from the Raven side. I'm from the Yaklanas Raven clan. I'm from the Shark House. This is my ancestors' house. I'm a Masset Haida, but yes, I'm also Squamish. When I was first born, I was a baker for the first 2 months of my life before they took that name away from me. I might have to claim it. Hey, uncle. My cousin Crystal Robinson gave me my name, Jaadee. She heard me perform my berry picker in the moon, my woman in the moon story. And that's the story of my robe, which is standing behind me on the screen. This was a robe made by my great-grandmother. And I was performing this story at a festival on Haida Gwaii. And Crystal told me that I did my name great honor. And I asked her which name she meant. And she told me, well, Jaadee, of course. And I said, well, I don't have that name. And she realized that she had to give me that name. So at the memorial potlatch honoring my great uncle in August 2008, she gave me this name. What I want to do is I want to sing the prayer. I want to sing the prayer to honor Koen Sangha, or Woody Morrison. He's passed on into the next world because of COVID. And I want to think about his family and his friends. I want to think about his children. But I also want to think about my cousin Troy. He passed on into the next world last week when his tugboat went down. I want to think about his family, our family. I want to think about his parents, my Auntie Becky, my Uncle Paul. I want to think about all my cousins. I want to think about all of his friends. And I want to actually open this up. I don't usually do this. I don't usually sing a prayer like this on media of any kind, but it feels like I have to today. So if you can think of someone that you want to make prayers for, you can think about them while I'm singing. What I'm singing is, it translates to, I've lost all my treasures. Ya Aliwa, Ya Aliwa, Ya langit kuat lang, Ya Aliwa. Ya Aliwo, Ya Aliwo, Ya Aliwo. Ya langit na kuat lang, Ya Aliwo, Ya Aliwo, Ya Aliwo, Ya Aliwo. Ya langit na kuat lang, Ya Aliwo, Ya Aliwo. Dalangwadawan Ashkit Lagang. I thank each and every one of you for being here. How Chen Kwanman told me Haichka OCM. I'm going to tell you a story. It starts so long ago. It starts before time. It starts before our world and universe, when there was nothing, when there was no one except for darkness. It starts so long ago. I'm going to stretch out this phrase for a while. Lullaby, agui, awas, agui. a long time ago, before our world and universe, when there was nothing, when there was no one, there was one supernatural being flying in darkness for eons and eons of ages. This was Yash, sometimes known as Hoya, sometimes known as Ninkislas, he whose voice must be obeyed. Raven, our trickster, our creator, different from the clan that I belong to. This is the Raven, the trickster, the creator of all, was flying in the darkness forever, looking for a place to land. He flew in every direction, but he never found anywhere that he could rest. This darkness was thick and heavy. Yes. But somehow it slipped under his feathers and skin. It slipped into his flu, into his body. It surrounded his heart. It weighed on his mind. It got into every part of him and started pulling him apart in every direction. It would destroy him, but he is the Yash, the trickster of all, and he knows. So he flapped his wings hard and fast and harder and faster, and the darkness came out of him and around him until it made a great ball. Our world, so beautiful, it took his breath away as he went, honey squaw, that is so beautiful. I must change myself into a handsome two-legged, into a human, into a man. In my new body, I'll go into this world, I'll fix it. I'll make it even better than it is, because it's almost perfect. He could see it needed land, it needed fresh water, it needed the flyers, it needed the swimmers, it needed the crawlers, it needed the four-leggeds, and it needed other two-leggeds. Anga, dear people, Dalangwadlawan, each and every one of you, I'm speaking to you. That's what you are, listening to my story. You are anga, you are dear people. I could stand here all night tonight, and all day tomorrow, and every day and every night, until I grow very old and pass on into the next world, telling you raven story after raven story after raven story. Even the youngest of you will grow old with me. Yes, but I will not get to tell all the raven stories that exist. Thank you. When I was getting ready today, I was imagining what was going to happen tonight. And the thing that came out clear as day, I must sing. I must sing, and all the songs told me, because the songs have spirits of their own, like the stories have spirits of their own. I could prepare and plan what I want, but they will come up with what they want. So I'm looking at my little list, and I was realizing that I was going to sing the smiling song, but it doesn't want to be sung yet because it's not coming to me. So I'm going to sing the Grizzly Bear Tried to Kiss the Eagle song. So in this story that comes with the song, there was a raven man who fell in love with a beautiful eagle woman. And in the story, he was the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is one of my crests. And he was jumping up as she was flying over, and he was trying to kiss her, and she didn't want this. She said, "Gwaii, wait, wait." Maybe she didn't meet him yet. Gwaii kli nang sawan, nang hoza nang oda. Squintla saganu, lagi le gwawayan, yai ua iai ala. Yai ua iai a, yai ua iai ala. Gwaii kli nang sawan, nang hoza nang oda. Squintla saganu, lagi le gwawayan, yai ua iai ala. Yai ua iai a, yai ua iai ala. Gwaii kli nang sawan, nang hoza nang oda. Squintla saganu, lagi le gwawayan, yai ua iai ala. Yai ua iai a, yai ua iai alo. How Haichka, Osiam. I'm going to sing 2 raven songs. So the first raven song is Kusinu Yash Edu. What is that raven calling above me? It is chattering away, chattering away. And the second raven song, well, it's about a raven talking because we like to talk a lot. Just ask Jen. Just ask Uncle Bob. Ask my mom and dad. So the first part, like I said, is what is that raven calling above me? It's chattering away. And the second one is about a raven talking, but it's more about a raven dancing. I wish I could drum, sing, and dance for you. I've tried it. It's really funny. It's not going to work. I can't do it anymore. I tried it. It's impossible. So you can just imagine a raven hopping. You can picture in your mind when I'm singing it. So that's the second part. You'll hear me say Yash, that is raven. You'll hear me say Goody, that's about the raven speaking. And that's the second song. Kusinu Yash Edu, Di Sa Kengan, Kla Kil Kla Skudan, Di Naskinan. Kla la he na slung, la he na slung, la he na slung, na slung. Kusinu Yash Edu, Di Sa Kengan, Kla Kil Kla Skudan, Di Naskinan. Kla la he na slung, la he na slung, la he na slung, na slung. Hey ya ya, hey ya, hey ooh ah, hey ya, hey ya ya. she ua ya 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 hey ua ya ya ooh. So because I sang 2 raven songs, I must sing 1 eagle song to honor the opposite side amongst the Haida Nation. I want to think about you, Uncle. Aichka Osiam. And yes, so I'm going to sing the eagle song. If there are any Haidas listening who know this song, and I guess I could have said this before, I could say, Ot S'alange at Alang Aja Wanka song. We are going to sing the eagle song. I was trying to do the eagle whistle at the end, but because I'm Raven, I can't do it. I tried many times, I just can't do it. I also want to mention that I should have also mentioned before I sang the Raven song and the eagle song, that thinking about the Yalang, my parents. So my father is Eagle. He's from the Stas Eagle clan. My mother is Yakjanas or Yakalanas Raven. And that's why I'm Yakalanas or Yakjanas Raven. And so on from the beginning of time. So my father is Eagle because his mother was Eagle. So there is a story about how our clans came to be. And it had to do with 2 supernatural women. And one of them was Alujad, was Foam Woman, the ancestress of all the Raven clans. And the other was Jillikons, our Copper Creek woman. If I'm translating her name correctly, she is the ancestress of all the Eagle clans amongst the Haida. And so our 2 main clans come from these two women from the beginning of time. So one of the songs that wants to be sung is Who Can We Show Off in Front of? And this has to do with, I think it was 2 graduates from xʷməthkվəy from Old Masset. They graduated from xʷməthkվəy residential school, I believe. And the composer of this song created this song to honor them for finishing all of their requirements for graduation. So we use this as a celebration song to honor graduates in our village every year. Dina lali kangwa di kwanslu klit squee klina nang ko yang kang oda dinang anga dina la kuausi I ala I ala dina la li kangwa di kwanslu klit squee klina nang ko yang kang oda dinang anga dina la kuausi I ala dina la li kangwa di kwanslu klit squee klina nang ko yang kang oda dinang anga dina la kuausi I ala alo. Chen Kwan Mantomi, Haichka, Osiem. So the next song that I want to sing is a song that came to me last year. Was it last year? Maybe it was more than that. I don't remember. One of my uncles, my Uncle Hoya, T. Richard Baker, he had become very ill and he passed into the next world. So my Uncle Hoya was one who taught me how to tell stories, and he kind of threw me into the deep end of the pool, so to speak. I guess maybe Uncle Bob would say, as it should be. But I do remember being very shy and very ashamed of who I was. And that was because of the racism I experienced from kindergarten until grade 7 up in my hometown of Masset. So these kids bullied me in groups of 17 or as small as 2. And they told me all the things that they thought I was, and I believed them, but I don't anymore, in case you didn't notice. I do remember I had just started telling stories, and the first story that I told was the story on the back of my robe. I told a story about how my great-grandmother, Dinan Eas, Beatrice Brown Hinu Olkiagan, her name was Beatrice Brown, and she was 86 years old when she made this robe for me when I graduated from high school a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you when. And she presented it to me in front of my whole town. So anyways, I was telling you about my uncle. I remember going to one of his performances, and he had to change his regalia. And he called me over, and he told me to bring my drum, my gujao. And it's not this drum, it's a different drum. He told me to bring it, And he called me over and he said, oh, this is my niece, and she's going to entertain you with a story while I change my regalia. And I'm like, oh, what story can I tell? I don't know any stories. So he told me to tell the story on my drum. So on that drum, there was me and my 3 little raven children, and there on my wing was the face of my now ex-husband. And he told me to tell that story. And I left out the part of my ex-husband because he was very shy and he didn't want me to include him in the story. And my uncle was tying up his leggings and his back was facing me, but he was listening the whole time. And he said, Yatsare, which means man of iron or man of European descent, because that's what my ex-husband is. And my ex-husband laughed. He wasn't an ex at the time, just in case you didn't know. And I had to go back and I had to tell everyone. My uncle's reminding me I forgot a part on my drum. And I explained that. And I quickly ran back to my seat because I didn't want to do anything else. So my uncle, he is one of my mom's, or was one of my mom's younger brothers. He's a trickster as well. And he often did that to me. So when he was sick, this song came to me and I sang it to him every time I saw him. And I'm not going to use my drum, I'm just going to sing it. And it means, I'm happy my loved ones are having such a good time. So originally this was composed for a couple who got married, I think over 100 years ago. Gustu kliku de good luck klitu. Gustu kliku de good luck klitu. Dinang anga good ashku laku ausye u ale ie ale ie ala ale ale ie ala ale ale ie ala. Gustu kliku de good luck klitu. Gustu kliku de good luck klitu. Dinang anga good ashku laku ausye u ale ie ale ie ala ale ale ie ala ale ale ie ala. Gustu kliku de good luck klitu. Gustu kliku de good luck klitu. Dinang anga good ashku laku ausye u ale ie ale ie ala ale ale ie ala ale ale ie alo. I actually heard a different translation while I was singing that. Gustu kliku. Which way can I look? My loved ones look so fine. I think that's what it is. Now, the lullaby wants to be sung, but I don't want to put you to sleep just yet. So I'm just thinking, okay, I am going to sing the ambitious paddle song. I really, truly believe that the Langwadlawan, each and every one of you, we're all on a journey somewhere in life. Wherever that journey takes you, I'm making prayers right now while I'm standing here and singing these songs, that your journeys are safe, that you're full of excellent health, and that you have a long and healthy life as it's meant to be, if it's meant to be. And I I pray that you feel the unconditional love that surrounds you every day by your tens of thousands of ancestors who love you no matter what, who will always love you. Ooh. Alima Wimaya. Alima Wimaya. Lime Wimaya. Alime Wimaya. Yo. Ooh. Alima Wimaya. Yo. Alima Wimaya. Lime Wimaya. Alime Wimaya. Yo. Ooh. Alima Wimaya. Yo. Alima Wimaya. Lime Wimaya. Alime Wimaya. Yo. Ooh. Hoop the hoy. Ooh. Ooh. Hoop the hoy. Ooh. 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 How Jen Kwan Mantomi, Haichka, Osiam. So I'm feeling like I can sing the lullaby now. So really, when I sing the lullaby, this song translates to, I'm singing to a very precious child. So Dalang Wadlawan, each and every one of you, I truly believe if we want to be happy in our lives, we'll nurture, we'll look after that precious child that lives in each of us. Yes, there's a time to be serious and there's a time to be an adult or mature, but I like to be silly pretty much every day. I like to laugh out loud. And if you hear me laughing, I'm not trying to show off. I'm trying to let everyone know, I'm letting my spirit know that I am so truly happy to be alive. I truly am grateful every day that I wake up and that I get to walk on the earth. So as I'm singing this song for you because you are someone's precious child. Even when your parents grow old and pass on into the next world, you will always be someone's precious child. I can't give you any of the songs that I'm singing. They're owned by my people. But I'm really making a prayer here for all of you, especially now during this pandemic. You are precious. Xʷməthkվəy. Aku kliku di dalam air alasku dinang anga esen anga syakan kuausan iya ala yay. Chen Kwan Mantomi, Haichka, Osiam, Delungwadwan Afkit Lagang. I thank each and every one of you for being here. I'm going to say Delung Di Koyadang. I love you all. Delung Di Koyada Gigang. I love you all forever. Damanan Kangu. Look after yourselves. Hausan Delang Kangsang. I'll see you all again. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all, Delung Wadlawan, each and every one of you. Thank you. Hawa, Haichka, Wosiam.
Thank you, Jaadee, so much. I'm so excited for all of the songs that you're going to sing in the programs at the library and for the next 3 months that we have together. I also want to thank all of you tuning in from home, and thank you for bearing with us for some technical difficulties and for your help in the chat and for your patience. Thank you to Bob Baker for telling your stories. We would love to hear some feedback about this program. Jorge is going to send a link through the chat so that you can fill out a feedback form for us. We are a public institution and our programs are for you. So any feedback that you have would be wonderful. On that note, I want to tell you about Jaadee's next program with us. It's coming up on February 3rd. We will be screening the short film Now is the Time, which documents an important pole raising ceremony in Old Masset, Haida Gwaii. This pole was carved by renowned Haida carver Robert Davidson. Jaadee was actually at this wonderful event when she was 3 years old, and she'll be joining us to chat about life on Haida Gwaii and more. So that's it for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining. We're going to keep this event open for a few moments to give you time to put any last comments in the chat or open any links that you didn't get to. Really, thank you so much, and looking forward to all of the events in the future. Have a good night.